Well, we are down to the final two episodes of season 3 of House of the Dragon. And I don't care if anybody wants to be talking about. I don't care what anybody says. This has been spectacular television this season. This season I've been riveted every moment of every episode. I have just loved every twist, every turn, every dialogue, every conversation. I have loved this season so much. Now, that's not to say that I don't think there have been a couple of weaker links in the chain. Sure. And it's not to say that I don't think there are some big things that I would still like to see happen here. So I thought we would take a few moments here today as we are in our final episode of the week before the next episode of House of the Dragon. By the way, heading into the second last episode, which has traditionally kind of been the big pop. You know, the second to last episode of seasons in the history of the Game of Thrones shows has kind of been the big pop episode.
If they had 10 episodes.
Well, I mean, I think they'll do the same thing here. I mean, they even did it with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, it was the second last episode that was really the big one, right? So there's still a bunch of things I like to see. So we're going to take a few minutes here. I'm going to talk about some things I would like to see in the final two episodes of House of the Dragon. Going to start off with this. First of all, I need to see a big tentpole moment for Daemon. Now, Daemon has been very good this season, but he needs that, Battle of the Crab King. He needs that. I think he needs that big moment this season that he hasn't had yet. Obviously, the stuff with the gold cloaks and the killing of the gold cloaks have been a massive thorn in his side and all that kind of stuff. I don't even necessarily need a big, huge battle, but I need that moment. I'll give you an example. Like last season, that moment when Rhaenyra shows up at Harrenhal and he gives her this big speech and he takes the knee in front of her. Like, that was an MVP moment. And he hasn't, while he's been very good this season, he hasn't had that moment. And I want to see somewhere in the next two episodes for Daemon to have that big moment of his for this season. Okay. The next one that I would really, really like to see. Oop, that's the wrong button. The next one I would really, really like to see here is, dear God, do anything with Helaena. Please do anything with Helaena. And that's why I've lost the thing. Here we go. Do anything with Helaena. Please. Please, I'm begging you. Anything at all. Because every time they have gone to Alicent and her this season, it's just been, we're sad. Aw, look how sad. All the kids are playing baseball. Why do we have to stay inside and practice piano? And I get it. And I understand what happens in Fire and Blood. I know ultimately where she's going and what's going to be going on with her. But just, dear heavens, do something. Just come on, television show. Do something with her. Something, anything. You're giving her enough screen time. And at this point, you've given her so much screen time this season. You've got to do something with it. Have her do something memorable. Please. It's just, you got to do something memorable with, so please. That's the second thing. If the one thing I really wanted to see was for, Daemon to get his big moment, the second thing I really need to see somewhere in the next two episodes is, dear God, do anything interesting with Helaena, please. Okay. The next one up. Now, you don't have to know the Fire and Blood stories to have picked up this season that some very big conflict is building up around Tumbleton. So what I really want to see is the Battle of Tumbleton. Now, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. In the books, there are two big significant battles of Tumbleton.
Yes, there are.
I have a feeling they may just actually put them into one thing. I think we may actually end up getting one big. They're going to take the events of the two different battles of Tumbleton and narratively just put it into one big thing. And I want to see that in the final 2 episodes of this season. And for those of you, look, again, you don't have to know anything about the books. It's not a spoiler to say that clearly this whole season has been building up to some big, huge conflict around the little, seemingly nondescript town of Tumbleton. But it's going to be one of the craziest things I think we've ever seen in a Game of Thrones show. I think it is leading up to be one of the craziest, most chaotic, most jaw-dropping, most visceral, most bloody, most, if we thought the Battle of the Gullet was something, it has the potential to be that kind of a thing. So whether they just do the first Battle of Tumbleton or whether they merge them both, I really want to see somewhere in the next 2 episodes, whether it's 1 or 1 and 2 combined, I really want to see the Battle of Tumbleton. All right. Next thing I really want to see. Get Aegon out of the woods. Now, I have really enjoyed, I have thoroughly enjoyed this season, Aegon and Lord Footrubber and their little adventures together going through the forests. Actually, the scene where he finds Sunfire is like one of the best scenes. Actually, it might be my favorite Aegon scene of the entire series, when he finds his dragon in the wood. Like, I thought that was just a beautifully done scene. And that scene, guys, when Lord Footrubber says to him, "You're terrible king, and worse, you're a terrible man." That whole speech was my favorite thing that this character had ever done in the show. That was a killer speech. And I think a pivotal moment for Aegon. I think it was what Aegon needed to hear. But anyway, it's been great, but we can't get to the conclusion of this series where it's still just him grumpily walking through the woods. I'm not saying get him back onto a throne. I'm just saying, just get him out of the woods, have some kind of key moment for him. And I would like to see that happen sometime in the next final 2 episodes. All right. Last one that I got to say. Much like Helaena, dear God, do something with Rhaena. Do anything with Rhaena.
Feed her to a dragon.
Have her go to Burger King.
She ruined everything with her stupid sheep stealer dragon.
I saw this one Instagram reel of this guy. This guy was hilarious. He was this black dude, and he's filming himself walking down the sidewalk, and he's got so much character in his voice, and he rants on for like 7 minutes. But it was in the episode when everything happens, when Sheep Stealer kills a kid, right? This guy, I wish I remembered his handle, because he was one of the funniest guys I've seen on Instagram in a long time. But he's walking down, he's like, "Rhaena, what do you think would happen when you went and got a group home dragon?" When he called Sheep Stealer a group home dragon, I'm like, okay, this is my favorite guy on Instagram right now. But I get it. Rhaena's sad. I get it. She's totally torn up over what happened. I got it. But every scene of her this season has been looking more and more disheveled and being more and more pathetic. Just do something with her. I don't care at this point what it is. I really
Get her
don't.
glow up.
Yeah, just do something with her, please. So, again, to highlight, I think Daemon needs his one big tentpole moment. Do something interesting with Helaena, because they haven't done that yet. Whether it's 1 or a combination of 1 and 2 into one thing. Want to see that Battle of Tumbleton. Get Aegon out of the woods, and much like Helaena, please, dear God, do something interesting with Rhaena, because she's becoming a bore. She's like, I get it, John. You don't know what happened. No, I get that. But right now she's a bore, and we need to see something interesting. Anyway, Rob, those are the 5 things that I would really love to see sometime in the next 2 episodes. Do you got anything that you're really hoping to see this Sunday and next Sunday?
Well, first of all, you talked about the Battle of Tumbleton, and there's a lot of things that, obviously, I think they've compressed it to 1 battle instead of 2, like you pointed out. But Darren, is it Hightower? Darren Targaryen? Darren Targaryen, who is the ward of Ormond Hightower. By the way, Ormond Hightower, I don't hate him as much as I hated some of the characters like Joffrey in Game of Thrones, but I really hate him.
Oh, but Ormond's a great character.
He's a great character.
Such a good character.
He's great. But of course, Darren is his ward, and he has his dragon Tessarion. And I would love to see him get on that dragon and fight, because they've really set him up as a really interesting character, watching how power is wielded. And, he's had to do terrible things because of Ormond, which I think is great. And when he finally becomes the dragon rider that he is, I can't wait to see what he's going to do, because he's supposed to become a knight, but they changed it up in the show because they made the plot against the Gold Cloaks in King's Landing. They made that the battle that he was supposed to get knighted for, so they've changed things around, which is fine. I do want to see Aemond and Vhagar reunited.
Yeah.
They have to be.
That's got to happen.
And they've got, I don't think any of our major characters are going to die, but they need to set up the Battle of the God's Eye by the end of this season. I mean, for people who don't know, obviously everyone knows that Aemond,
I think they're going to say, well, don't go into what the Battle of the God's Eye is, but I think they're not even going to set that up till next season.
No, but they have to have Vhagar. I think Vhagar and Aemond have to fly away at the end.
I agree. Yep.
They have to be. And then of course Aegon, young Aegon, they've left open the idea that his dragon, that what's his Sunfire, might still be alive. Because he's like, he's alive. No, he's dead. He's coming back. Sunfire's coming back. And I've loved to see, what you call him, toe licker?
Foot rubber.
Foot rubber. I've loved to see the two of them. I've really enjoyed watching. I don't know the actor that plays Aegon II, because I think he's a great actor, and his frustration just dealing with the muck of humanity. Like, he's a king, and he's just had to deal with the horrible stuff, and he's watched his dragon apparently being dead. I want to see him rise to greatness. I mean, at the end of this season, we have to see the Battle of Tumbleton, whatever that's going to be. That's going to be the huge conflagration of all this. But then there's all these pieces of the board that are going to rise up, and they're going to leave us breathless for season 4, which is the last season, where there's going to be lots of great carnage. And that's I think that Aegon II and Sunfire and Aemond and Vhagar, for the Greens, even though I hate the Greens, have to be aloft. So that's kind of what I don't know if that's 5, but those are the things I want to say.
Jonathan, you got any? Do you got anything in particular you're hoping to see happens in the last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon here?
Not. I mean, you guys basically touched on most of them. I mean, other than, I think we need to have a talk with Sheep Stealer. He really pissed me off. But no, I mean, I already know where all this is going. I've read the histories. This is as much as I enjoy this show, it is just pure tragedy. It's just the end of all things.
It is a Shakespearean tragedy.
So like every episode, it's not the humans that I care about. It's like, how many of these poor dragons do I need to watch die again?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
They're better than us.
Yeah. Question, and they're more loyal and they're faithful. Question is for you. What do you think? We've got the final 2 episodes of House of the Dragon, the second final episode this Sunday, just 2 days from now. What are some things you're really looking forward to seeing or hope that they show us in these last 2 episodes before the final season next year? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.